Hey, what's up guys? Happy weekend! Welcome to the Weekend Box Office Predictions Show for the weekend of November 18th through 20th, 2016. I'm Jeff Malicki, and this is the weekly show where I talk about all the new movies opening at a theater near you this weekend, and then I try to predict the top 10 movies at the box office. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look back and see how movies performed at the box office last weekend. Doctor Strange once again found himself at the top of the pack, adding an additional $43 million. That brings its domestic total to $153 million, and worldwide, the film has grossed $492 million. Trolls also repeated in second place, adding $35 million to its domestic total, bringing it to $94 million. Worldwide, it has made a total of $222 million. Arrival opened with $24 million, which isn't too horrible, though I had hoped it would have done a little bit better. Its budget was $47 million. The film does have strong word of mouth, and I'm hoping that it continues to see success at the box office in coming weeks. Meanwhile, Almost Christmas debuted with $15 million, and rounding out the top 5 was Hacksaw Ridge, which added over $10 million to its domestic gross. Comparing my predictions to the actuals, I wish that I was in the business of only predicting the top 5. I did correctly guess the top 5 last weekend, but unfortunately that's as far as it went. However, if we take a look back at the previous slide for just a minute, you will see that it was an incredibly tight race at the bottom there, so I really don't feel too horrible about being off in the number 7 through 10 spots. I went just 5 out of 10 last week, and that drops my lifetime percentage to 59.57%. Again, I kind of wish that I had stuck with only predicting the top 5, but I do love the challenge that predicting the top 10 brings. Moving on, let's talk about what's opening this weekend at a theater near you. This week sees the release of Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk, Bleed for This, The Edge of 17, and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. First up is Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. 19-year-old Private Billy Lynn, along with his fellow soldiers in Bravo Squad, becomes a hero after a harrowing Iraq battle and is brought home temporarily for a victory tour. Through flashbacks culminating in the spectacular halftime show of the Thanksgiving Day football game, what really happened to the squad is revealed, contrasting the realities of the war with America's perceptions. The movie is based on the novel by Ben Fountain. Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk is directed by Ang Lee and stars Kristen Stewart, Chris Tucker, Garrett Hedlund, Vin Diesel, Steve Martin, and newcomer Joe Alwyn. It is rated R for language throughout, some war violence, sexual content, and brief drug use. Next is Bleed for This. Vinny, the Tasmanian Devil Pazienza, a local Providence boxer, shoots to stardom after winning 2 world title fights. After a near-fatal car accident leaves him with a broken neck, he is told he may never walk again. Against all odds and doctor's orders, renowned trainer Kevin Rooney agrees to help Vinny return to the ring just a year after the accident for what could be the last fight of his life. Based on a true story. Bleed for This stars Miles Teller, Aaron Eckhart, Katie Seagal, and Christine Evangelista. The movie is rated R for language, sexuality/nudity, and some accident images. The third film being released November 18th is The Edge of 17. Everyone knows that growing up is hard, and life is no easier for high school junior Nadine, who is already at peak awkwardness when her all-star older brother Darian starts dating her best friend Krista. All at once, Nadine feels more alone than ever, until an unexpected friendship with a thoughtful teen gives her a glimmer of hope that things just might not be so terrible after all. The Edge of 17 stars Haley Steinfeld, Woody Harrelson, and Kyra Sedgwick. It is rated R for sexual content, language, and some drinking, all involving teens. The final film being released November 18th is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The year is 1926, and Newt Scamander has just completed a global excursion to find and document an extraordinary array of magical creatures. Arriving in New York for a brief stopover, he might have come and gone without incident were it not for a nomad, American for Muggle, named Jacob, a misplaced magical case, and the escape of some of Newt's fantastic beasts, which could spell trouble for both the wizarding and nomad worlds. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them sees David Yates direct a screenplay by J.K. Rowling. The movie stars Eddie Redmayne, Ezra Miller, Colin Farrell, Ron Perlman, and Jon Voight. It is rated PG-13 for some fantasy action violence. And now that we know all about this week's new movies, let's see how they'll stack up against the holdovers in the top 10. It's time for my weekend box office predictions. It should be no surprise, even if you're a muggle or a nomad, that Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them will take the top spot this weekend. This spin-off adventure to the Harry Potter franchise, which takes place 70 years before young Mr. Potter set foot on platform 9 3/4 to be whisked away to Hogwarts, should open with about $90 million or so. I think that Trolls will remain in second for the third week in a row, just beating out Doctor Strange. Trolls only had a 25% drop last week, and I think it serves as a great counter-programming for the younger kids who may not be ready to see Fantastic Beasts. I have it coming in with $21.4 million. Doctor Strange will likely slip to third place this weekend, but should still add another $20 million. At number 4, I have Arrival, coming in with $15.5 million. There might be a tight race for number 5 between Edge of 17 and Almost Christmas, but I'm going to give 17 the slight edge. No pun intended. The R-rated coming-of-age comedy is getting pretty good reviews overall, and I think it will make just north of $9 million in its debut weekend. At number 6, I have Almost Christmas with around $8 million. In 7th place, I will go with Hacksaw Ridge, coming in just shy of $7 million. I think that the number 8 spot will be a battle between two newcomers, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk and Bleed for This. I'm probably going to regret it, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Billy Lynn with $3.8 million, and I'll put Bleed for This in the 9th spot with just over $3 million. Rounding out the top 10 this week, I have The Accountant with $2.75 million. My only caveat here is that the film Moonlight is expanding to 650 theaters this week, and currently has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. That could be just enough to have it sneak in at number 10, and I would not be surprised, but I think I'm still going to give The Accountant one more week in the top 10. And so to recap my predictions for this week, number 10, The Accountant. Number 9, Bleed for This. Number 8, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. Number 7, Hacksaw Ridge. Number 6, Almost Christmas. Number 5, The Edge of 17. Number 4, Arrival. Number 3, Doctor Strange. Number 2, Trolls. And number 1, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So there you have it, guys. Those are my predictions for the weekend of November 18th through 20th, 2016. Do you agree with my predictions or not? What movies are you guys looking forward to watching this weekend? Let me know. Sound off in the comment section down below. You guys, thank you so much as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you liked this video, please go ahead and click that thumbs up button. That really helps me out a lot. And then make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel here if you aren't already, so that you don't miss any of my other videos. You can find me on Facebook at Jeffito's Movie Blog, and on Twitter simply at Jeffito's Blog. Also, I want to remind you guys that I recorded my very first Q&A this week, and I had such a fun time answering all your questions, despite having a few sniffles. So be sure to check that out. I'll be back soon with more movie reviews. I really hope to see Fantastic Beasts this weekend, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time. It may have to wait until Monday. We'll see. In any case, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye.